Hey everyone, my name is Brendan McKay. I am the AIME's president of broker advocacy, and I'm super stoked to be here today to announce the launching of the community committee. I'm here with four total rock stars. We've got Scott Valins, Todd, Amer, Bally, and Angela Caputo, and they're going to be the first members that we're announcing on the committee. We're super excited to have you guys. Thank you very much, and we're going to get to each of them soon. First, I wanted to kind of talk about what this committee really means. And we're all going to talk about that a bunch, but here's the description of it. Develop initiatives and enhance member benefits that will support the current AIME members geared towards promoting business development that best serves the interests of the wholesale channel, which is definitely not something I wrote, but is an all-encompassing explanation of the committee. So Scott, let's talk with you. What does this committee mean to you? What do you see the purpose of this committee as?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Brendan. I think if I could kind of formulate it in a couple sentences, I see this committee as an opportunity for to have a centralized place to discuss the overall AIME and BAB community and offer a ton of support for the brand new loan officer who just has entered the broker community, all the way to the seasoned veteran broker owner who's been doing it for years, and to be able to come together on a regular basis, talk about our strengths, our weaknesses, our concerns, and lend that voice to every member of the community so we can help continue to build this awesome thing we have going.
Awesome. Yeah, and I mean, I agree completely. And just AIME's always been, trying to have a pulse on the community as much as possible, but now we actually have it through the lens of other brokers, and I think it's awesome. So Todd, where do you see the need for this community? What need do you see us filling?
Well, I agree with Scott. I mean, it's going to be a good conduit to bring everybody together. I mean, and brokers are better. AIME, there's a lot of opinions going a lot of different directions, and I think this committee will be good to kind of help channel those into one common or multiple common goals, and just a way, especially for newer people to the broker community, to just feel welcomed. I think we're almost like a welcoming committee of sorts for the new people to make them feel inclusive, so they don't feel left out or feel intimidated when they go into, say, brokers are better and there's 500 people arguing about Quicken or something like that. We want to make everybody feel welcome, regardless of what your opinion is about particular lenders or particular ways of doing business. So
that's awesome, man. I love it. Just, formalized leaders of the community, which you guys have all been to one degree or another in an informal manner. And now we're just, putting a name on it. So Angela, what do you plan on accomplishing through this committee?
Yeah, just like Scott and Todd said, I think we're just really trying to bridge the gap and fill the need of the community, kind of streamline all of our goals to make us more efficient and overall on the same page as a community. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Amer, you are up, my friend. How is the community committee helping elevate AIME membership in the industry? How do you see us doing that?
Brandon, thank you so much. So in my opinion, when I became a mortgage broker, if I didn't work at a place like UWM prior, or if I didn't know somebody like Anthony, I would have no idea that something like Brokers Are Better or AIME even existed, right? I would only think that mortgages are mortgages, right? And there's not like a union. There's not like a group of people who are able to help each other together. So I just genuinely think what needs or what is going to be covered with this committee is, just like Angela said, bridging the gap to where if somebody is coming from a retail company like, SunTrust, Wells Fargo, Quicken Loans, these retail, not good mortgage companies coming over to like the broker side, they know that, oh, wait, there's actually people that are brokers that are producing or that do have a team that I can reach out to and get help and ask them for help without feeling so belittled because I don't know anything, right? So that's essentially the main focus and what will be the focus with this committee and with new people in general.
I love it. And it's been something that's been important to me for a long time. Just there's all of you guys, part of the reason you were chosen for this committee is because you've all been such a positive influence on the community. And we want to keep things moving in that direction. And I'm so happy to hear all you guys say that for sure. Scott, you're up on this rotation I'm going through, but this is one I think all of us can certainly have some personal experience with. what do you see the benefits as being part of the broker community? If you were like talking to a broker that wasn't involved, what are the things you would say to them about getting in there, getting involved?
Yeah, sure. I was actually thinking about this before I knew we were doing this live program here, but community is so important now more than ever. Not to get so kind of in the weeds about personal or not personal stuff, but like psychological stuff. What just happened with the pandemic, you read so much about isolation and all that stuff. And I think as mortgage brokers, we were all forced to go work at home. We're often used to being out in the field, meeting with people here and there. And the BAB community and just the Facebook group was probably an incredible outlet for so many people to feel like a part of something bigger. Remember, we dropped to as low as I think 8%, maybe even lower broker concentration in the marketplace. I've been a broker since 2004. I've never worked in any other segment, and coming out of 08, it was a little bit lonely. Got a lot of solicitations to switch over to banker, and I'm proud that I stayed true to the channel. But even 3-4 years ago, I kind of felt like I was a little bit out on my own island. I'm headquartered in Brooklyn, New York, which is like, mortgage bank, retail bank headquarters. And so the community's just already offered just so much with networking and support, and just being able to log in and see so many awesome conversations, a lot of really good humor, mostly just really healthy banter. So that piece of feeling part of something bigger. Obviously, what we're doing for the overall marketplace for the borrower and the experience is there and essential. But being a part of something, and that's what I think BAB and AIME has done an incredible job of doing so far, and that's what we're looking to nurture and support and drive further along.
Oh yeah, man. No, I couldn't agree with you more. Like I totally felt like I was an island before I found this community. And yeah, just the amount that we've learned from each other. And the part you left out that I appreciate is that my Facebook Messenger conversations with you got you through the pandemic. So I appreciate you saying that, or you didn't have to say it, but Todd, like how, okay. So Scott just convinced a new broker to become part of the community, or someone that wasn't involved to become a part of it. How do you see them fully taking advantages of the benefits that the community has to offer? What should they do first?
Engage. I mean, as soon as you become part of AIME, part of the broker community, I mean, it's important. I know there's a lot of people like on the Brokers Are Better site that watch but don't participate, and that's cool. I mean, I don't want anybody to feel pressured that they have to be on there communicating, but it can't hurt to at least say hello and just get your feet wet. I mean, at times it might seem like there's some judgmental things going on there just because we get a little heated over like certain lenders, but overall it's very much not a judgmental community. I mean, that's 1%, and we're trying to maybe stop some of that anyway, but I've never seen it be judgmental. I mean, they welcome everybody. I don't care if you're a big producer or you're a small producer. I don't care if you just came from retail. It doesn't matter where you're at, what geographical area. It doesn't matter what you are. It's a very welcoming community, and I think that it's very important for new people to just make their voice heard and just introduce themselves and ask questions. I mean, you've got literally like the Google of the mortgage business right there at your fingertips. Instead of going to Google, go on Brokers Are Better and ask a question, and you'll get 100 answers pretty quickly, and 90% will be right. There might be a few wrong ones, but it's almost, for new people, I would call it your Google of mortgages. I mean, you can get every answer you want at your fingertips, from whether it be somebody like me or Amer or Angela or Scott, or even somebody that's new to the business that happened to just have that scenario last week. I mean, I've been doing this 26 years and I still pick up tidbits in that group. Every single month I'll see, oh, wow, I didn't know that, So we never stop learning. So I think using it as your personal encyclopedia or Google is very important to the broker community.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's just so much information on there. It's awesome. And I do think it's gotten a million times better as far as the judgmental stuff. Like there was even a post on there earlier today. Someone's like, I've been using Quicken and I finally realized I'm wrong, and here's my story. And it was nothing but like super positive responses on there. And that made my day to see. Angela, do you have any testimonials, like personal testimonials of how the community supported you?
Well, I am fairly new to the broker world. I've only been a broker for, I guess, this is my 4th year. But I will say or attest to, the majority of the connections that I've made have been through Brokers Are Better, and now I have a really close friend group because of it. And people that I can trust, just like Todd said, I can ask any question and then have it answered in a matter of seconds because we have such a great community that participates every second of the day. Doesn't matter what you need or what your question is. Everybody's always willing to help you.
What you're talking about, like, yeah, there's 11,000 people are Brokers Are Better, and it can be a little intimidating jumping in there first time. But like Todd said, you totally can. But like, it's just like any other community where you get more involved, you start to get to know people, and you start to become friends with them. And guess what? Live events are back, and you're going to be able to meet those people in person really soon. So yeah, no doubt. All right, Amer, what? And we've kind of touched on this a little bit, but like, can you expound on like what the community used to be and what it's like now? Like, what some of the differences you see are?
Yeah, thank you. So in my opinion, from where it was to where it is now, back in about 2016, really about like 2017, 2018. I remember I used to see Anthony Costa every now and then, and it was brawl, right? And that's what it was. The focus was brawl. Brokers rallying against wholesale lenders was brawl, right? That's who we are. We're just a bunch of badasses that go out and talk smack about retail mortgage companies. Like, that's who we were, And I remember, he used to come to UWM, or I used to see these little shows on what it is that he used to do, and 50, 60, 70 brokers there, right? And then first time it went to Fuse, there was like a 500,000 people. And then next time it was 3,000, right? And now this year, we've rented out every single room in the Bellagio, to me, that just blows my mind, right? So, just like Angela said she's only been here 4 years, like, it's only been 2.5 for me, and it's like, it's insane to see the progression, Every now and then there are people, whether it's in BAB or there's people that make comments or like BAB is a cult, right? Or AIME is a cult, or they're all for one thing, and they're all paid off by UWM. I'm like, that's not true. Like, I wish UWM paid me the amount of business I send them. I don't get nothing in return. But it's not what it is. What it is compared to what it was before is it's now a group of 11,000 people who have one focus. Maybe some don't, but who have a vision, who have a focus in mind of taking out retail lending and stopping unfair lending and growing the wholesale channel altogether. That's our vision. That's why we're here, B. Like, we're here for that reason, So that's what it was. It's the same thing as it is now, but now it's just 11,000 more people,
Oh yeah, man. No, I love it. Scott, what are some of the things you want to see from this community moving forward? I know you talked about some of the stuff on our prep call and stuff, but what are you thinking about that long term and in the future?
Yeah, before I answer that question, I was trying to touch on something Amer mentioned, and which is the UWM piece. And when I said before, we want to support, a brand new loan officer to the broker channel to an existing, long-term broker who's been in the business and knows it backwards and forwards. We also want to make it clear and support the community from across the lender spectrum and make sure everyone, whether you're, send 95% of your business to UWM or 15% of your business to UWM, that you understand that this community is open and that there are tons of wholesale lenders that AIME engages with and supports, that we all send loans to. And everyone should have a voice and feel comfortable coming on and talking about an experience they've had with a lender, maybe all except the big bad one. But the support is there, and we treat them all equally, and I know AIME does as well. So I think that's important. So what was your question, Brenda? What do I want to see?
Yeah, I'll ask it again, but yeah, you're absolutely right on that. And even like 50% UWM, it can be even lower than that. There's a ton of great lenders out there that are supporting brokers and are true partners. And those are the ones that we want to work with. And like, even if you don't work with some of them, that's okay. Like, we're here for all brokers, and the doors are open for you. Even like I said earlier, there was a guy posted today, I finally realized the error of my ways, and I want our community to be an open arms for someone like that, not like, being like, I can't believe you didn't see it sooner type of thing. So yeah, I'm with you 100%.
So to add to that, I'm so sorry to add to both of you guys. So
Yeah.
Scott, you're totally right, man. I do this processing thing on the side with this processing company, and a lot of my clients for that processing company come from Brokers Are Better. Like 90% of them do. And some of them will call and be like, yeah, we close about 20 loans a month. And I'm thinking, oh, so you're using UWM. They're not. They're using like Home Point, or they're using EPM, like these broker friendly places, So that's a great thing to add, man. You don't have to use UWM 100% to be a part of Brokers Are Better, to be a part of that, Yeah.
No doubt, man. So Scott, what would you like to see from this community moving forward, like long term or medium term, whatever? What are you thinking?
Yeah, so I think there's some initiatives that we're going to work on around kind of awareness of, first and foremost, like what AIME does. I think the other day I talked about escalations, and frankly, my first response is I don't use them. I don't have my team use them. Do they really work? Do we only use UWM for them? It was pointed out that of course not. There's an escalation process for every lender that AIME is engaged with. So some educational pieces around some like really core beneficial things that AIME is involved with that make not only us stand out as brokers compared to retail, but us stand out as brokers compared to other brokers who aren't engaged with AIME, right? So some of the counters to AIME being a cult is, yes, BAB and Facebook is our primary communication portal, and we encourage you to be on there. You don't have to engage in all the threads and the banter, but check out the lives and the weekly events, and there's so much content and additional support there. And there's so much, there really is truly so much. Brendan could probably school me. I know you're even still like surprised sometimes about what AIME has. The amount of effort they're putting into resources to create value for especially people brand new to the channel is incredible. If I was becoming a broker today and I missed out on AIME because I thought it was a cult, I'd be so far behind the curve in getting my shop up and running. Unbelievable, from lead pops and all the people they engage with getting discounts. It's immense, truly. And I think personally, we can help do a better job of, sorry, there's an ant crawling on my leg, of making sure those things are highlighted appropriately and the engagement's there and people are benefiting from those things as well, as the community is the communication part of the community. Friendship.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And no, you're 100% right. Like, I use the escalation. I promise you they work, but like, I didn't realize how effective they were until I learned more about it. And yeah, getting that out there for sure. Todd, this is a good one for you. So what community issues have you noticed, and how do you think we can move towards a resolution?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, sure. So what community issues have you noticed, and how do you think we can move towards a resolution? So what problems are still out there in the community, and how can we do better?
Well, I mean, I think perception is the biggest one. It's gotten a lot better over the last 5 years or so. And I think over the last couple of years is even better since AIME has really, starting with Brawl and now AIME has really put to bed that notion that we just don't have any control. But if you look at, the overall consensus amongst retail is that we don't have any control. We have cheap rates, but we can't close on time. We have no control. Loans are a disaster. They hear the horror stories from the Provident Fundings and the Sprouts and some of those companies that aren't aligned with our values, but are wholesale lenders. And, they use those as an example, but they overlook the 5-day closes at UWM. They overlook the EPM and what they've done to help with lower credit scores. And they overlook Home Point, where they filled in where UWM was missing. And going back to what Amer said and what Scott said, we're not, the cult thing started because of UWM and all that. And the reason why people call us a cult is because of the other guys, NAM. Kimber seems like a good guy over there, but a lot of those NAM guys, they've watched their membership dwindle and just leave them. So they've thrown that accusation, and they like to try to tag us with the cult thing. And, I look at it this way. It's almost a badge of honor. It's because we are such a tight-knit group that they call us a cult, so go ahead, call me a cult, whatever you want to call us. We're killing it, and we're a tight group. And as far as like, we're not a UWM group. I mean, that's the first and foremost thing. Yes, they probably are 50% of the business, but I was at the AIME happy hour last night, and UWM was nowhere to be seen. It was sponsored by Cardinal. Everything was Cardinal. That's one of AIME's sponsors, and Cardinal was the focus there, not UWM. There was nothing there for UWM. A few months ago, I mean, me and Angela were in Atlanta for an EPM event, Equity Prime Mortgage event. Again, not UWM, but it was all AIME people there, so yeah, I think perception that we need to get through to retail is that we do have control. We are multi-layered. We're not UWM. UWM's just at the top of the heap. And there's a box for every loan that may need to be done. And, again, the perception is that, that we don't have control. We have more control than retail does any day of the week. I mean, I can get a hold of my underwriters in a heartbeat. I mean, we have so much more control, and we have so many more options. I mean, if I'm at Fairway and a loan doesn't work for Fairway, I'm pretty much stuck. I mean, if, in the broker world, we've got 100 choices out there if we need it. And there's going to be a hole to put that box in that'll fit. Might not be UWM. It might be EPM. Who knows? But there's somebody out there that's going to work for it. So I think that's the biggest thing we have to do, is we have to work on the perception that we don't have the control, and that you give up a lot of things when you go broker, when in reality, you gain so many more things when you go broker.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. And the way I always say it is like, it's a difference between being an employee and a client, right? The retail loan officer is an employee, and we're a client. And if the retail employee is not happy wherever they're at, they're an employee. They have to go find another job. If us as a client is not happy with the lender that we're sending loans to, we can go become a client somewhere else, and we're clients at many places at once. And we just have a lot more flexibility. So yeah, absolutely, man. And like, the better we get that message out there, the better it is for all of us, because we get to stop dealing with the false perception. So how AIME members can get involved? We're going to be increasing our community growth activities with upcoming months. And we're really looking for members to support the cause by reaching out to their fellow mortgage professionals for relevant and appropriate calls to action. So like, this community committee is one of them. We're doing a lot of other, launching a bunch of other committees. And it's really a direction that AIME's going from. We've always been an incredibly powerful movement. We're going to continue to be an incredibly powerful movement. And now it's time to get organized and really start kicking ass. And this is the tangible part of it. But you're going to see more and more coming from it, whether it's events in person. The Government Affairs Committee is going to be reaching out to a lot of community members. We need information and testimonials and data from all the brokers. So you're going to be seeing that come. So that's what to kind of expect and how AIME members can get involved. Before we kind of outro, I'm going to open this up to all you guys. I mean, whoever wants to go first. And this can be a little open-ended, but just kind of tell me, whether it's a story or an aspect, what your favorite part or best thing you've gotten out of the Brokers for Better community is. And Scott, why don't you lead us off with that one?
Yeah, sure. So I really actually love like you kind of mentioned before, Brendan, the DMs, like side conversations. You can see any post on there from any stranger. You reach out to them, and 99% of the time, whether it's within moments or days, you're going to hear back from them. Next thing you know, you're going to be hopping on a phone call with them, possibly on a flight to go visit them. But it's engagement. Pretty much everyone kind of knows there's like not so much a code of ethics, but like an unwritten rule that if you're active in the community and you post stuff on there, you're willing to share and go deeper one-on-one with people. I'm in the process right now of like scaling my brokerage, rolling out a whole new company, a new brand and all that. And me and my new business partner, who's not in the mortgage broker, he's not in the, never been in the mortgage industry before. We've reached out to a ton of people. Every single one of them has said yes to a phone call. And that part's amazing. It's like people put their money where their mouth is. They don't just post stuff and kind of hint at what they might do and then disappear. It's such a sharing, amazing community, and that's been amazing.
No, and yeah, I know it to be true, and I'm still surprised every single time, and I love it. It's awesome. So Todd, yeah, same question. What do you love about the community?
One of the things that I absolutely love about, but also shocked me when I really got involved in it, was the friendships that you build. And this goes for somebody joining the group tomorrow as a newbie, all the way back to guys like me that were there at the very start of Brawl. I mean, we've built a lot. There's a lot of friendships that have been built. And I'm not talking about just mine. I mean, I see it when you go to events. You see people that would normally not be hanging out together that now know each other. And I see it on Facebook. Some of these people are vacationing together and like they've got true friendships. I've got a very tight inner circle, and then I've got another circle that's a little looser, but you know, I've got people that I met through the broker community that I talk to every single day of my life now for months, for years. I mean, you know, I've got some very strong friendships, and then people that I respect that I've met and, you know, had time to pick their brains and they've picked mine, and just the way we all help each other out. And, you know, last year at Fuse, it got canceled and it had to be done virtually in Detroit. And, you know, I land in Detroit and I'm there like an hour at my hotel, and Amer calls me and he's like, dude, I'm here. He said, you know, I'll pick you up and we'll go to the dinner function together. I'm like, I didn't even really know Amer. I talked to him once. I'm like, okay.
He still doesn't say my name right.
Say
my name right.
It's Amer, right?
It's Amer. Yeah, no, you're good. Never mind. It's been months.
Anyway,
okay.
Sorry. I'll get from now on. But anyway, I didn't really know Amer. You know, it's like, you know, he reached out to me because he felt comfortable because we are so like such a tight community. And he swung by, you know, he swung by the hotel and picked me up. And, you know, he actually was like part of my transportation in Detroit. You know, when he comes to Phoenix, I'm going to be his Uber driver when he comes to Phoenix, you know? But it was just the idea that there's a guy I connected with that in any other instances, I would never, ever connect it with probably. You know what I mean? If we were retail, we wouldn't know each other. You know, he'd be at Fairway, I'd be at Quicken or something. Or he'd be at Quicken, I'd be at Fairway. I'm like, he's in Detroit, so.
Yeah, I'm far away.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing the tight bonds and the friendships and the community. And, you know, like I talked to Angela a few times in the past, but I met her in Georgia just a few months ago. And now I talk to her almost every single day. You know, she talks to my wife sometimes, you know, I mean, it's like we're all very tight, you know, in this community.
No, I love it. And Amer, don't worry. Anthony still calls me Brandon, so don't feel bad. It's a sign of love.
I only picked up Todd so I can truly know what his production is. Just so I can truly in my heart know.
I know he had ulterior motives there, but that's okay.
I closed more purchases than him. That's all I wanted to know.
There you go. All right. Angela, same question. What do you love about Brokers Are Better?
Yeah, no, I just really like how supportive everybody is, from being the new person, like Amer said, to being where I am today. Every single person who I've met has been nothing but supportive. And Todd, I will go back to Todd saying we met in Georgia. I met Todd at the first Fuse. I talked to him because I knew who he was. We were at the after party. And I thought, wow, this person does so much business. He is so well known in the community already, and that was when Brawl was still a thing. And then fast forward a couple of years, meeting up again in Georgia, talking, I guess, a couple of months ago. And now I talk to Todd pretty much daily. So yeah, I mean, everybody, it's nice having this group of friends who understands what this work or this job takes. Because a lot of other people in your life aren't going to understand what we deal with on a daily basis. So it's really nice to have these people around you to support you.
No, I can relate to that completely, because it's hard enough finding other small business owners to like talk about your problems with, let alone other mortgage brokers to talk about your problems. But if you're involved in this community, that's absolutely not the case. You have plenty of people more than happy to help you. Amer, you're closing this out. What do you love about the community?
So truthfully, like as cliche as it may, what I genuinely love about the community is the community gave someone like me a chance. Like the community gave someone like me who was working at United, working at Quicken, and then jumped over here, became a broker, no money, no understanding of how to run a business by no means. And I was just some guy, and AIME, the community, gave me a chance. I have a very competitive spirit. That's just who I am. I've growing up, I've always been competitive. I've just always wanted to win. Whether it's being number one, I just always wanted to win. And, coming into this group, meeting Anthony for the first time, I was like a groupie. I was like, oh my God, Garden State Home Loan. That is the biggest company in the world, and then seeing Matt or then meeting Mark Summers. And every time I see Mark Summers, I always talk shit to him, always, because I do more business than him in Michigan, and he's the president of AIME. Makes no sense to me. But it's like AIME gave me a chance. AIME believed in me. It believed in somebody that had no idea what it was doing. AIME taught me to do purchase. AIME taught me to focus on non-wholesale lenders, so partners, right? AIME taught me how to become a better broker. AIME taught me how to run a proper brokerage. Those are the things that AIME taught me, and that's why in all these sales rallies and everything that I talk about, I say AIME sets up these things in Arizona or Phoenix, like the happy hour Todd went to. AIME sets them up. Like, this has to cost AIME something, right? Or paying Julian to record these things, or paying you, or whatever. Like, this has to cost AIME something. Yet AIME has done so much for me, and it hasn't costed me $1. Like, I've never given AIME any money. I've done nothing for AIME at all, except for giving them my time, right? And it's like, yet AIME is willing to give more. Like, you're not giving us it, we're willing to give you more. And AIME is just kind of one of those things where it's like, we're just going to continue to give in hopes that, you support. And that's it. We don't want your money. We just want you to support. And that's why I love AIME.
Dude, hell yeah, I love it. Thank you all you guys for getting on here. We've been, talking about forming these committees for a while, and have been extremely thoughtful about, the people we rolled out initially to lead these committees. And the 4 people you're looking at in this panel are not only like amazing mortgage originators, but amazing people, and people that are here because they care about the community. They've proven it time and again, and also by saying yes when we ask them to be on the committee, because it's a thankless volunteer job. By the way, we're not paying you. Hope you know that. So we really appreciate you guys spending your time doing this. It means a lot to us. AIME is going to be unveiling more details about the different member committees in the weeks ahead. We still have a couple more to roll out. Each committee is going to be responsible for different, segment of areas that are important to mortgage brokers. We think we have total coverage in it, but like anything else, we're looking for feedback on ways that we can do things better. So we're rolling out these 6 committees, and we need all the help we can get. So thank you very much once again to our panel. You guys are awesome, and don't forget, brokers are better. Cheers, everyone.
Answer your phone. Answer your damn phone.